Uh, I've got, there it goes. Okay, Blonde Bait. A couple weeks ago, I did a reaction to an Ed Lacy novel I read called Stripped. What was it called? Oh man, I don't remember. Stripped something. Stripped to Kill, Stripped to Die, something. Not the most accurate title for a book because there's no stripping in it. There's no stripper in it. There's some dance hall girls, but they're not strippers. They just dance with the customers. Anyways, by Ed Lacy, a writer who is new to me, a writer I discovered by myself, for myself, I mean. I really enjoyed it though. So I went to my Kindle and I searched to see if I had anything else by that writer, and I did find something, and that's why I'm calling. That's why in the thumbnail I put a hidden Ed Lacy, because I found it not as a standalone, but I found this one, Blonde Bait. You can buy this copy for 99 cents on Kindle. There's also, for some reason, a version called an annotated edition for $3.99, or you can get it the way that I just happened to run across it in one of the mega packs, hard-boiled mega pack, 4 classic novels, and that's what I'm calling it hidden, because I had it, I didn't know I had it. So if you buy this for 99 cents, it's fading out because I did the hyper security on my phone. You get 4 novels, so I haven't read the others yet, but let's see what we got in here. There's 4 novels in this one. I've only read the Ed Lacy one so far, which is called Blonde Bait, which is a reasonably accurate title. Not quite, but could be worse. There's other books in this volume which I haven't read yet are The Hollow Man by John Robert, Model for Murder by Stephen Marlowe. Name sounds familiar, but it's probably just because it's Marlowe. And Beauty Can Kill by Michael McCretton. What I like about this particular copy of Hardboiled Mega Pack Mysteries is that it tells you nothing about the books. And I didn't read the Amazon page, so I know nothing going in except that these are hard-boiled mysteries. Anyway, this Ed Lacy novel, Blonde Bait, is quite different than the other. This is a different kind of noir that was common at the time. It's more like Beat the Devil or Kansas City Confidential is a movie. I think that it takes part. A lot of it takes part in the Caribbean. It takes place in the Caribbean. I mean, it starts out in Haiti, Port-au-Prince of Haiti. There's a reprobate kind of character, our main character Mickey, who's kind of a not the most attractive guy. He's kind of a little pug, a little scrappy little ex-fighter kind of guy. A very common Ed Lacy type of hero. He runs into an old friend of his who's now like a bursar or something on a cruise ship. This takes place in, what year was it? I think it's 55 or 59. 59. So they're guys who are bumming around together, and he runs into this friend of his. He wants to show off a little bit because he's doing pretty well. He's got this nice boat. His friend happens to notice a picture of Mickey's girlfriend or wife, who's this gorgeous woman, blonde, big blonde, as they keep referring to her in this, which is like a term of the day for just like a bombshell, I think. So really, kind of his friend's kind of taken aback, kind of really what's the term I'm thinking of? Out of Mickey's range for what he would be able to attract in a beautiful, elegant, sophisticated woman. It goes. Then Mickey starts telling the story of how they met, which was in dubious circumstances. She's alone in the tropics, very well decked out. Also happens to have about $50,000 on her. They get together. There's a lot of mistrust at first because he's suspicious. Right away he expects that, obviously she's involved in some kind of crime. What he really expects right off is that she's probably running from a gangster, an ex-boyfriend gangster who he assumes she either stole from or killed and stole from. But she doesn't really want to talk about it too much. He doesn't really want to ask too much because things are going pretty good. She actually finances their time together. She outfits his boat and stuff. They're having a really good time. But there's this secret between them, and finally, he starts to talk to her about it, and they go back to New York and then try and resolve some stuff. I won't go into it more there, but it is an incredibly kind of sweet book for a noir. This is probably gets. I'm not talking about anything specifically spoilery, but I am spoiling some of the elements of the book. Is that everything turns out pretty okay for them, and they're just actually turn out to be a pretty nice couple, which is why some of these taglines they gave it back in the day are really unfair to her. Her name is Rose. She had to buy protection, and her payment was her body. That's not really accurate. That's not what she's doing. They do have kind of a really good relationship, even though it starts with a lot of mistrust. Just because she's trying to keep secrets, just to protect herself. She doesn't know what kind of guy this guy is that she's hooked up with, this kind of boat bum. He doesn't know what kind of woman she is. He hasn't got much for her to steal, but he kind of wonders why she's with him. Here's another old copy. There, by the scheming wiles of a blonde, was I, trapped in an explosive, murderous triangle. Not really accurate either. I mean, she's on her own. When they meet, they do try and help each other out. They go back, they get to the problems. It's more of an international intrigue at a certain point, rather than a seedy gangster thing. It's really nice. I liked it. It's different. There's another crappy title again. They kept that she had to buy protection, and her payment was her body. Not accurate, but that's how they did it in those days. The lascivious kind of covers and stuff. I do love that old pole part, but I highly recommend it. As with the other one, it's not as quite as noirish as the other, and I would still keep reading him. There's 5 or 6 others in print. Well, there's probably about 10 or 12 others in print. He's a very good writer. He's not on the same level as the most spoken about, like Jim Thompson or people of the paperback era, or John McDonald or anyone. But gosh, I've read 2 of his books now, and I really enjoy them. So I think I'll keep picking them up one by one, at least until I run out of the super cheap ones or get tired of them and do something else. Anyway, just wanted to talk about that because some people did seem to be interested last time I talked about him, and this just shows another dimension of his writing because, with the tropics and sailing lore and stuff, and it's just a fun kind of adventure with a lot of mystery in it. So if you checked out one of his other books based on my other video or this, you might want to check this out and let me know how it's going for you. Okay, thanks.